So this is quite a challenging shape. I've got my spoon right here in front of me, so which I'm going to try and use as reference as well. Slightly different type of spoon, but similar sort of idea. So now we're going to use the same sort of method, however we're going to start with a different type of shape, different type of primitive. We're going to start with a sphere. So here's my sphere, and I'm going to move it down to the blade or the head of the spoon, and I'm going to reduce the amount of subdivisions in this sphere. So when you make an object, when you delete that history, inside that history is everything that's gone on for that object. So I'm going to the history node of that object. We can go in and see what it's made up of. So it's been subdivided 20 times on the axes as well as the height. So I'm going to reduce that right down, and I'm going to go 12 and 3. And what that's going to give me is that, which is going to be the inside of the spoon, the sides of the spoon, and the bottom of the spoon. Now, let's go into the top view for a sec. What I want to make sure I can do is extrude out the handle at the end. So I'm going to maybe 13 or 11. Does that do? 11 actually looks good, because if I rotate it around, I've got trying to rotate it gently. Looks pretty good. Oh, almost. Let's use the X key to move it to here, and then I'm going to use numbers. -10 is too far. -9, not enough. Like that. -8 is good. Could do with a little bit more. -8.5. Way too much. 8.1. Still not enough. 2. Looks pretty good. Maybe 1.75. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. So let's go. So I just wanted to line up so I can have that edge coming up the top there, and so on. So let's start to do that. And what I'm going to use this time is the vertice. And if I double click on the move tool, it brings up the tool settings, and under smooth soft selection we can tick soft select on, and what it does is creates a gradient fall off for the selection. So if I move that, you can see the others move a little bit as well, which can be beneficial. But first of all, let's get, I think size wise we need to deal with this a bit more dramatically. Notice my orientation is turned around a bit. So what I can do is I can go up and freeze transform the object and see how the pivot, the handles now orientate in world space, and everything's set back to 0, which is kind of handy. So I'll just quickly do that, and then I'll come in and use the soft select. The B key is the shortcut for soft select, just B. And if I pull that down, it's looking pretty good. Might grab these two, turn off the soft select and do those together. That looks pretty good. So similar idea as before, but just starting off with a very different shape. Let's go back to perspective and start to get the shape going. Okay, so let's turn this guy off. Alright, let's go to this side view, sorry. Alright, and I'll go vertice mode, grab all these guys, build up the edge. So I'm just concerned about the edge. There's the bottom, this is the top, and that's going to be close to like that. Okay, so that's pretty basic at this stage, and I'm kind of happy where that is for now, but I will slowly introduce, whoops, okay, so here's the issue. I want to insert edge loops running around here and here. However, you'll notice that if I click on there with the insert edge loop tool, because these are all triangles, it won't create another additional edge. So what I tend to do in this situation is select the faces and start extruding. So what we can do is go into vertice mode. I just might turn X-ray mode off now because it's going to get a little confusing. So I'll select the vertice in the middle, and if I hold down Command left mouse button, I can change this selection to face, and then to face again, and then it selects all those faces. So that's an easy way to select some faces. And what I'm going to do now is go extrude. Whoa. Going to world space. Why have you suddenly jumped up? Just undo that. Not quite sure why this guy suddenly jumped up, but we can deal with that. And I'm just going to go over. Again, use that if I can X snap them, they all line up again. bring them all back down together. Now, not quite sure what happened there, but a good idea when something weird happens is to go into delete by type, delete history, and then get rid of that information in there. Now you might have been thinking, well, you could have increased the polygons and so forth with the subdivision levels. Once you start moving them around and extruding stuff out, subdivision doesn't get translated through those additional nodes, so it becomes problematic. Oh, look what I've done. Done it upside down. Never mind. I can deal with that right now. Just going to grab both those vertices. Oh no, I'm just underneath. Okay. Looking at my little axes down the bottom there. Yep, just underneath. Alright, so I'll just bring everything up. Like so. Okay, so I need to insert edge loops. Again, I'll select that vertex in the middle. Command to face, select all those faces, make sure I haven't got anything else selected, which I don't, and then go extrude. Again, it does it. Anyhow, I'm just going to do it and fix this guy. Okay, looks like it's fixed it. And go back to perspective. It's probably a good time to save. Especially if things are looking a bit weird. Save that. Alright, so there's my edge loop. If I go in and double click on that, I can also scale it right in and move it down. And you can see the underneath coming through a bit. So I'll just move it up a little bit. And so what this allows me to do is turns all these guys into quads, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to insert another edge loop around there as well. And with the smooth, start to just fix this up a tiny bit. Looks pretty good to me. That's okay. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. This time, do it slightly different. Oops. So another way is just to move that edge up a little bit and insert an edge loop just before it, and then use this guy and and scale it in a bit. Looks pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with that for the time being. Yep, that's fine for now. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to pull out the handle. Grabbing this guy here, using Extrude, going to top view just so we can see what's going on, and start to manipulate that. I think I'm going to have to bring all those guys down. There we go. Looks pretty good. Okay. Move that guy back. Scale him in. Go back to perspective so I can grab that face again, like so, and extrude that out. Let's go to top view again. Bring it straight down. Scale him out like so. It's a bit off, but that's okay. Can fix that in a tick. I don't know if it's the photo on, maybe. Is it photo might not be completely straight, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm just going to insert edge loops and scale at the same time. Just where there's changes though. Yeah, I think I'm straight, but it's a little off. I'm going with that anyhow. Okay, scale that out. Alright. That looks pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with that. That's where I want to get that to. So, and this guy is just a smaller version, which I'll scale down to the same size and manipulate a bit later on if there's any variation, once we've added the extra detail.